Hey, what's good, YouTube? Welcome back to the Brown Gen. Hope you enjoyed the new intro. Let me know what you thought. Still obviously a work in progress, but I wanted to take this time to sort of welcome you all to sort of a different way we're going to run our AMAs going forward. So, want to get that sort of tune running, get some energy up while you guys wait. But also, I want to always make our AMAs based on a certain topic. I think this is really going to help us in the future drive a bunch more traffic to the channel and also hopefully sort of give you guys something that you guys can actually like have to sort of anchor yourself on. Okay, so forgive me guys if I'm a bit tired. I'm on my third Red Bull, let's just say here. I got a bunch of Red Bull in here. It's 3:30 in the morning over in Italy, but I hope you guys are doing great. And yes, this is live badge down. So I'm not breaking the what is it, third or fourth wall or whatever. No, this is we're live. We're live here. All right. So guys, first thing I want to say, you guys know I'm always gonna say this. If you want to take your sort of crypto bull run to the next level and you sort of really want extra coaching, guidance, support, check out the Web3 Secret Society. Can't say enough. This is not one of those groups where you like sign up and the person you signed up to sort of talk to or hear from is never around. I see people in the chat who are part of our group. They can tell you straight up that I am very active in the group. I get back to you guys pretty much as soon as possible. Even on vacation, I'll get back to you. I'm doing it right now. So check it out if you really want to make sure that you crush it this cycle. Regardless of whether or not you join, though, make sure you follow me on Debank. Those who follow me on Debank knew when I got out of Etherfi before I posted it on YouTube. You guys know, what meme coins I've been trading. You guys have been seeing that stuff. I get messages all the time being like, hey, how'd you find this? Or why'd you do this? You only know this if you follow this wallet on chain. Link in the description below. Also, definitely follow me on Twitter. I think the number one thing you should be doing on crypto or in crypto is building out your Twitter presence, going in there and literally following the people that give you the good info, not those idiots who are either one telling you, oh my God, I just made $2 million on meme coins. We got the next thing cooking. I can't wait. Question, whatever. And it's just engagement farming, or somebody who tells you that they just blew a portfolio and they're looking for pity every single day. I'm like, you just what? This person blew like $1 million like every single day. Or the people who tell you that, hey, they want to basically inspire FOMO. These people don't follow these people. You need to like look at people you follow on Twitter and just be like, hey, you know what? This person, anytime I listen to what they say, I get screwed. So like somebody who's like trying to emotionally bait you, Ansem is a very good example. Ansem was the sort of main character. People follow him and they're like, oh my God, I should dump everything 2 weeks ago at the bottoms. Yeah, great. And then now he's bull posting, oh, I'm the most bullish on Solana than anyone else. Yeah, okay. So definitely go in there and just every time somebody does something, have a sort of check or no, because you need to curate your feed. If you follow the wrong people, it will literally destroy the cycle because it clogs your sort of feed. Feel free to mute, block them. If that's me, so be it. You need, like, I could be telling you something that makes you second guess something and cost you money. If that's the case, then I'm the person that you need to not follow, you need to block, whatever. At the end, and this is why I'm telling this altruistically. You've got to curate based on your style. I may not be your style. It's the reality of it, right? You've got to find out who that is, and that's who you follow. Because if you follow people who make you second guess or go against what you want to do, and if what you wanted to do consistently would have worked out, well, clearly these are the sort of wrong people to follow. And I can be that for some people. If you're an ultra degenerate, do not follow me. Why? I'm going to tell you not to do ultra degenerate things. It doesn't make any sense. I will tell you to sell something before it 1,000x's. I will 100% be that person. But that's because I don't deal with ambiguity very well in crypto. A lot of people can. A lot of people are able to do that. But then there's people out there just rolling the dice. Don't follow those people. Like I said, your success in this sort of crypto cycle fully depends on your ability to tune in and tune out stuff. And it's going to be super hard to do that when you have a lot of money involved if your timeline is constantly being flooded. So curate it however you see fit and make sure that you're doing this for you, nobody else. So it could be me that you get rid of. So be it. But like I said, I'm not going to change who I am. So be it. But I do want to take this time to thank you guys. We had 11,000 subscribers yesterday. I'm sitting there on the airplane and I'm like, oh my God, 10,099 or 10,999 or 10,998 or whatever. So thank you guys for 11,000. Definitely, we got from, what is it, 4,000 to 10,000 in a few months. And then I stopped making videos as consistently. I do have a massive announcement coming very soon. The Web3 Secret Society already know it. I let them know, but it's going to be massive, and you're going to hear about this in about a month. When you hear about it, you'll understand what I'm talking about, but make sure you follow me because this channel is going to see tremendous growth, hopefully. Now, I did want to say one thing here, and this is something like, guys, I'm long-term bullish on this market, at least till mid to late 2025. One thing, this is my sort of North Star. I always look at this chart every single day. Obviously because I got Bitcoin, but also because Bitcoin will influence a lot of the market. Now, what I say here is not bearish at all, but when we reject structure, and like in this case, it's not structure, sorry, we rejected support. Sorry, we rejected resistance. What am I saying? We rejected resistance. And what happened there was we tested effectively 70K, right? We tested 70K back here. Sorry, I don't know why these stupid ads are going up. We tested 70K back in June 10th, came back down to 66K, tested it again on June 12th, and literally just dumped all the way down to 58. Sort of break back down. This is that structure scare that we had like a few weeks ago when everyone was talking about selling everything. And since then, we've sort of rallied. And once again, we sort of hit that same support or same resistance level. So there's a strong possibility we retrace to 64.5K, which is fine, but it's possible we also retrace even further. So just keep that in mind. So you're not like just in super long leverage, right? One of the things I tend to do is, as we were going up here, as we sort of rose high, this is the area where I'm closing my leverage. This is the area where I'm actually sort of opening and utilize my leverage. Why? Because I'm looking at risk to reward, right? Risk to reward when we're down here is insane. Me opening leverage up here is the stupidest thing I could do. Why? I mean, if I was doing that, you should just sort of X me out and sort of stop watching my videos, because the risk to reward is terrible, because we haven't broke through this since, like, what was this, like early March, or what was this? Or I guess we did this in early June, but still not consistently. So I really think that until we can actually break through the 70K mark, you really need to be focusing on leverage like around 61K or below Bitcoin. If that's the case, remember, not financial advice. I'm just a guy on YouTube, all that jazz. But what this should tell you is we shouldn't be surprised to see pullbacks in Sol, pullbacks in ETH. This is consistent, right? Bitcoin is still going to drive most of these cryptos. Now, that being said, there could be individual catalysts that could be so strong that they pull certain cryptos up despite this. But when you see that rejection, just look at all the charts, overlay them the times, and you'll start seeing the same pattern. It's not a coincidence. It's not magic. It's just what it is. Okay. Now, one of the things that's very important for you guys, and I think, we're going to this video because of the title, right? How do you 300x your portfolio? I want to be very honest with you. I will tell you right now, Bitcoin, ETH, and Sol, the majors are and I call them majors because those are the top three in my opinion. I know BNB is higher, or maybe it still is a little higher. It was getting close, right? Like there's a flipping, keeps going back and forth on that. But in my opinion, Bitcoin, ETH, and Sol are the top three tokens in the space. They're the majors for me, and they make up 80% of my portfolio. That being said, you're not gonna 5x on Bitcoin, not this cycle. We're lucky if we had a 3x. I think from here it's like a 150K Bitcoin price. For ETH, I think a 5x, 4 to 5x is possible, so like 15,000 ish. And remember, Solana probably like $600 to $800, maybe even 1,000, probably a 5x there as well. But you're not going to 300x your portfolio this way. It's just reality of it. the way that you're going to 300x or sort of 100x or 200x your portfolio or grow it substantially, right? Because maybe you want a 20x, right? I hope every single one of you at the start of this cycle, or even if you haven't, do it now. Look at how much you have. Look at how much time you're willing to spend, right? I'm going to make a video on how to be successful in the cycle. That'll come when I don't know if I can do it this trip, but when I get back, have a goal in mind. If you don't have a goal in mind, you are literally aimlessly wandering around. My goal to stretch is 8 figures in crypto. Okay. And I will be tracking it. I will be having KPIs. I will be having milestones on exactly what things I need to tick off because it is an exponential curve at the tail end of this bull cycle. But if you don't set your stuff up early, you have to make more and more dangerous moves, which, as you know, I do not like. Now, the first step of this bull cycle is probably the easiest, right? Just get yourself positioned, have security, avoid rugs. Now, once you've got that and you've got your portfolio set, you want to have a bit of stability, which is why I have ETH, Sol, Bitcoin. You don't need to have 80%. I have 80% because I'm a wuss. Let's just call it what it is. But you need altcoins and you need degenerate altcoins in some situations to actually put fuel on the fire. Let me sort of talk you through an example. So last cycle was all about DeFi, right? DeFi was massive. DeFi summer, we saw tons of DeFi protocols just come in and it's sort of what you see now with AI, right? AI in crypto was booming back in Jan, Feb, March. AI in the stock market took Nvidia from $110 stock to like 1,400 or 1,200 or whatever, right? You just say the word AI, oh my God, it's massive. So the thing is, it's all about looking at what that next narrative is. And you don't need the narrative to deliver, you just need the momentum. And right now, the most popular narrative in this space is meme coins. Why? Because meme coins promise nothing, and guess what? They really deliver on that. Everything else you see from meme coins is a joke. Every time I see a meme coin start talking about, oh, we're going to do this extra stuff, you're going to go to these parties, no one cares about that. In fact, I feel like that actually makes it weaker. Meme coins are the sort of gateway for many people to get into a token without the sort of issue that you had with VCs, where VCs are just sitting there waiting to dump on you. That being said, there are insiders waiting to dump on you in some cases. So this is why you've got to be diversified. But in my opinion, meme coins will be the number one way for you to maximize your portfolio outside two other specific alts that I'm really bullish on. But we won't talk about that in this video. We'll talk about meme coins because I think that's sort of the most important thing for you guys. Okay. Now, many people will go to something like BullX. Now, I love BullX, and it's the only way I trade my it's the only way that I will trade Solana memes because it snipes stuff. It's really fast. It manages a P&L. And at the same time, like there's an airdrop campaign going on. It's hooked up to my Telegram as well. So I can do this on the go, right? I'm sitting there on my phone. I'm going to be at the Coliseum tomorrow and I will be on BullX. But a lot of people go here and they are so fixated on the memes that have lasted all of 5 minutes, all of 1 hour, all of 10 hours. And you know what happens here? 99.9% of them go to zero. And unless you are incredibly astute, incredibly fast, you're going to get wrecked. And if you're good enough to trade these, then you would crush it even outside of these. So I think this is a trap unless there's a lot of people joining in after. So there's a guy on Twitter. I'll find the link and put him in the description later. His name is Profiteer. He does daily live streams. The way I sort of win using this is I watch his screen and he will trade something and you jump in after him and then you trade it and sell it when everyone in his audience is sitting there fumbling trying to buy the same token. This is why I like BullX. BullX is fantastic. Now, the reason I like BullX once again is, you can do it really fast, but you want to avoid traps like this. So if you're not sort of doing some sort of guidance where like I was basically copy trading Profiteer when I used this screen. Otherwise, don't use it. Like people have filters and everything, just not worth it. What you want to focus on is substance. Why do I say that? Because as I said, at the end of the cycle, you're going to find opportunities to turn 1,000 to 10,000 to 20,000, and they're going to be very plentiful. They're going to be very easy. But guess what? If you have no money and you show up and you're like, okay, now that you have no money and you're like, you got $5, what are you going to go? What you're going to do? Uber Eats? You're going to try to find a way to make that money? You got to survive. You got to maintain your capital. You got to protect the capital, because if you do that, when those opportunities come, you're going to crush it. So everything you do right now should be to build your bag without taking incredible amounts of risk. The incredible amounts of risk can happen later on, but that's because the incredible rewards that come with it more than sort of suffice, right? It's not worth sort of risking, $5,000 for a 2x, $5,000 for 100x though. Now we're talking. Now, now you got me paying attention, right? So if you are interested though in checking out Bullx, I put a sort of guide together on this. There's an airdrop. Check the video out. If you want to sort of use my code to support the channel, feel free to do so. Would appreciate it. But before I get into the questions, because I see some things coming in, you want to make sure that you're checking out the top meme tokens by market capitalization. The reason I say this is this gives you an idea of the strength of these tokens. So far, the meme coin narrative has been the pervasive narrative for the entire cycle, right? And I don't think it's going to continue that like that forever, right? But I do think there's a sort of time and place, and I do think even during the cycle, they're not going to disappear. I think that a lot of these are very well ingrained in the culture. So a lot of times the way I view this is, if we go back to the Bitcoin chart, every time Bitcoin goes up, everybody gets on the bus for Bitcoin, it skyrockets. And I'm talking about like price discovery, not just back to 70K, but let's say we break 73.8K and to go up, all of a sudden everyone's jumping in Bitcoin. Let's get on the bus, right? Like a little single file. Wherever it stops, now everyone gets off on the bus, and then the liquidity will flow from Bitcoin to these alts. And that's why when you have such a big market capitalization of $1.3 billion, imagine when this is 3 billion, 5 billion, whatever, let's just say, right? Well, there's so much more money to go into these. And if you look at the price, the market caps of these, this is 18 billion, 5 billion out of 500 going here, right? Imagine what kind of change that would make. It was insane. But imagine 5 billion going into like 262. Well, not Bitcoin, but let's look at MOG. Let's imagine 5 billion going here, right? And it's not even a 10x. It's more than that, or not even a 9x. It's way more than that because of the way sort of the demand and everything works like that, right? It's not a sort of linear thing. But looking at Doge and Shiba Inu, which were the top two memes the last cycle, if we open up Doge at the top, right? So the volume was 25.5 billion on one day. The price was about 70 cents, which is basically a 5x from here. That means that the market cap for Doge was around $90 billion at the top. $90 billion. Just imagine that. And you know how these cryptos work. They just sort of keep making new highs. Now, what I would say here is Doge was the sort of OG meme. Shiba Inu was another popular meme, right? Pepe so far has been the meme coin that aligns the strongest with Ethereum. In fact, it came out in 2023. I remember being at a sales meeting, and I got in early, sold it somewhat early, and then got back in at not that much lower than here, probably like about 2 billion, 3 billion, something like that. But it's sitting at about 5 billion. And Pepe, in my opinion, is such an easy way to get exposure on Ethereum, right? So if you look at the Pepe token trades just like Ethereum. I wish I could show this a little better because of the screen. And if I go back here and let me just open up the ETH chart, if you look at the patterns, and in a future video, what I'll do is I'll actually overlay all this. I'm on a one screen laptop, so it's really hard to do all this here. But basically, if you look at when ETH topped on May 27th. Let's look at Pepe. Topped, yeah, May 27th right here. You see, like literally, it just sort of scales up that way, and basically, it's a sort of it's a super long form of ETH, which is sort of why they call it ETH an alpha play, and why they call Pepe a beta play. And right now, so far, it's sort of the premier beta play for ETH. And this is not something that I only think. I think a lot of people in the space have said this. I've seen this on Twitter. I've seen it on YouTube, and I completely agree with it. It's something that I've been saying for a long time as well. Now, one of the things you want to do is when you get into sort of meme tokens, once again, it's all around risk versus reward. So you don't want to get into things that are very early because they could rug. You don't want to get into things that are too late. Something like Dogecoin is fine, but how much more can you make of a Dogecoin? Dogecoin probably, 3 to 6x. Pepe could probably 10 to 12 to 15x this cycle. And I think it's the most likely to do that. I think Pepe is actually going to flip Doge, and I think Pepe will flip Shiba Inu, right? So for me, Pepe is my premier meme coin. This is the one where I'm not saying that it will make me the most money, but it is one that is incredible. Now, my number two is actually Brett. So Brett, I have very similar amounts. Like Pepe edges it out by a small amount, but Pepe is sort of the more secure one. Pepe for me is the Bitcoin of meme coins, and Brett is the Ethereum, the way I look at it, number one and number two. Now, for me, Brett has a huge community behind it, and I hope you guys sort of know sort of my feelings about Crash, like, and all that. And the way I see this for Brett is part of the boys club, right? So it's Matt Fury character, it's Brett, it's Andy, it's Landwolf, right? So we got Pepe as well, and just the fact that it's on Coinbase, just the fact that you've got a lot of a lot of Coinbase users that will be coming on chain is incredibly bullish for Brett. That being said, Brett has so many insiders. The token is controlled by so many more people. So there's not so many more people. There's a lot more insiders in Brett, and that is why it is not number one. There's a lot of upside, but there is a lot of substantial risk. And this is exactly why, for me, Brett still is my number two. I think that Brett from here, so I've been holding Brett since 3 to 4 cents, right? So that's why, I want to make it very clear to you guys what my positions are at and where I got them, my acquisition cost. That being said, I can see Brett going to something like 40 to 50 billion, right? From here, that's a 40x. And you're probably like, but you said Pepe will probably 10 to 15. Yeah. But for me, Pepe is more of a sure thing. Brett, once again, because of all the sort of insiders, and I'm not saying that that's a bad thing. You just have to be, like I said, you can call me a wuss. Basically, I do not like taking more inherent risk than I need to, right? That doesn't mean that I don't have a big bag of Brett. Brett is my number two meme coin, okay? My other meme coins, for example, and I don't want to go through percentages because I have, they change a lot. Andy is another one. Andy is like another beta of ETH. It trades at a higher multiple. So when ETH corrected, right, we'll go back to March 27th. The March 27th top was here, right? It took a couple days for it to top out, and then it corrected way more, right? But Andy moves at a higher volatility than ETH, right? So does Landwolf, and there's a couple others. So I really like Billy. Billy has corrected quite a bit, so I've been buying some. I took a lot of profits on Billy on the way up, but this is sort of another one on the Solana ecosystem I'm interested in. One that I have been trading a bunch is Nero. In fact, I just sold it maybe a few hours ago at 0.074. I've been sort of giving those signals in the Web3 Secret Society. And you can see right here, I traded the ETH version recently. So, put 0.1 ETH in there before I got on my plane. Got off, I was in the hot tub in the spa here, saw the price was up, ran over and sold like all of the Nero that I got for basically $331 for 1,111, then bought back in for 327 and sold it for 593 again. Like this is literally like just recently. But there's so many ways to make money, and you don't have to be super like you don't need to be super like risk on. But one of the things that you have to be very sort of careful about is just what meme coins you select. Now, one of the strategies I've heard, and there's a guy who talks about this, who I think, I don't agree with everything he says. I'm very well aligned with this guy and his narrative on Caspa, which is a token that is my fourth biggest holding. But so this guy's name is Crypto Galaxy, and his sort of thesis, and I like it, is in meme coins, you can put like 20 to 50 bucks in things that, like don't put 20 to 50 bucks in nonsense that's going to rug. But hey, if if your portfolio is small and you want to put 20 to 50 bucks in like a dog coin or whatever, just put it there and just leave it, and maybe it'll 100x, right? But for the big ones, like I put size behind this. I got 5 figures in Pepe, Brett, and others, and the reason for that is because there's so much opportunity there, right? Does that mean I'm putting 5 figures in Andy? No, of course not. No. But this is why when I don't like when people sort of polarize. There's a lot of people, by the way, as I make this video, I'm sure they're in the comments. I'm going to read the comments in a second. I'm sure people are out there who are very polarizing because they have bags in one token or the other. So of course they're going to tell you, oh no, this one's good, this one sucks. Why? Because they're incentivized. As much as people will tell you, people have such a hard time being very not self-serving in this space. And I'm not saying, anyone in particular, but that's just a sort of commonality I've seen. People don't like when people tell someone that their token sucks. And they also don't like when, they don't like somebody else buying another token. No, buy the one I'm in. Why? Because you'll buy it higher than me and I have a shield. I've seen that a lot. And that's something that I will not do myself, which is why I'm very transparent with you guys on the sizings of what I have. And like I said, does that mean you got to buy at the price it is that now? No, but maybe if you get a dip, go look at that. Look for other things. This is also why I said building a Twitter presence is very important, because new tokens come out all the time. And, obviously, if you want to trade with the cabal and get in and get out before they dump, so be it. But you can also hear about the narratives, right? Like a couple days ago, the Nero narrative loaded. I made a bunch of money in the Solana ecosystem on both of the two different tokens, the one ending with UL and the one that was the so-called OG with the ending with pump. Dumped both of them, got on the ETH one, did the exact same thing. There's money to be made. You've just got to follow the right people on Twitter and just sort of just zone in and block, mute the other people who are telling you nonsense, because they're not going to help you out. All right. I wanted to sort of say this because I think for you guys right now, meme coins are the best way to expand your portfolio. I also think Caspa is also a very good buy. I think Caspa almost at 20 cents today. Caspa is my fourth biggest holding. But where are we? Caspa. Yeah, right here. Almost 20 cents, right? It's 4.8 billion. Very good token. I think I gotta check if they sort of fix their minting issues. I'm not gonna be minting, or maybe I'll mint some KRC20 tokens, but so be it. All right, let's see what's in the chat. It's 4 a.m. Oh wow, and I've got to go see this. It's called the Trevi Fountain in the morning. It's like you got to go at like 7 a.m. So I got like 2 hours of sleep ahead of me, ish, depending on when I get done here. Good morning, BG. Standing Ocho. Love to you and our Discord crew. Anyone watching that isn't joined, do yourself a favor and join. It's fantastic. Thank you, Ocho. Appreciate it. We got Sankara in here. Jay, how you going? Luna, W intro. Thank you. I'm gonna find a way to make the countdown transparent because I hate having a black box. I'll figure it out. Intro is dope. Nice. We party with this. It's live. Yeah. Brown Gen is always available. Yeah. I don't have a life. For Discord crew. Yeah. NW, how's it going? That's the most real thing I've heard anyone say. Probably about the Twitter thing and curating your feed. Curating your feed is so important on Twitter. Like I had to mute and block people because I was seeing a bunch of nonsense that always made me unhappy, and you don't need that. You farming Movement Labs? And it's no, I will not. So I did the layer 3 one, and the layer 3 one I did it for like I spent must have been like 20-30 hours, and I got like $200. What a waste of my time. You know what I mean? Like $200 profit after I take into account all the gas fees and minting fees and swap fees and volume fees on their protocol. No thanks. Not. I'm glad I didn't do season 2 or season 3. I just said forget it. Movement Lab, same thing. Like once again, guys, number one thing I'm going to tell you about airdrops. It is in the influencer and the YouTuber's best interest to be making you videos daily, talking about all these a million things you can do. Why? I refuse to believe that this is done not maliciously. They're doing it so they can get views. They're doing it to sort of drive traffic to whatever paid services they have. But the reality is, you joined crypto to get freedom. What freedom is it to sit there clicking buttons for like the rest of your life? It's not. And you're not going to make money. And most of those things are worthless. This is why I tell everyone, if the people in the Web3 Secret Society know why, I give them a curated list. I give them all the deets. You're going to do X, Y, Z. You're doing this order. There's like a few things you're prioritizing, and we do a catch-up call every month based on all the new information. Here's your priorities. Here's your token allocations and the percentages. And this is what you got to do. And we make it very clear. There's like a summary video on everything. So even if you're like literally not around doing nothing, there's a sort of dummy proof solution set up and a video guide covering everything you've got to focus on for the next month, and that's it. And we make it very simple, and it's always the highest priority things that will lead to the best outcomes. If you want access to that kind of stuff, check out the Web3 Secret Society, link in the description below. All right, we got Pseudo Geek here saying, yo, how's it going? Metal Bum, what's up, YouTube? Hope to see more videos from you. Yeah, man, you will. Like I said, I'm here grinding it, man. It's hard. It's hard, but I'm grinding. Best crypto narratives now to concentrate. The only narrative that exists right now is meme coins. There is RWA, right? Real world assets. So there's a project called Fidium. There's like IX Swap. There's a bunch of things that I think are interesting. I got Render as well, right? So for AI, and then meme coins, right? I think Caspa is also a really good a good token. I got a Tangent wallet. So the Tangent wallet allows me to actually just hold the Caspa in my phone with being secure and stuff. So I love that. I'm probably gonna make a video on Tangent as well. I got a list of videos I gotta make. It's just never gonna end. But yeah. Best crypto narrative probably for you in the meantime, meme coins. Look at Pepe, look at Brett, look at a few others, look at the top 10 to 20 and do the research. Like my recommendation is, not financial advice on anything I'm telling you here, right? But go do the research and figure out which ones you want to buy. There's a reason I didn't call out Dog with Hat. Dog with Hat is associated so much with Ansem, and he's such a polarizing character right now. He's in and out of the market, dumping, calling people out, bringing celebrities to steal money from people. So I'm like, you know what? Dog with Hat is a nah for me. No thanks. Right? Whereas Brett and Pepe, no man, Crash is killing it. Crash is always on the live streams, pumping people up. That's why Brett is literally like Crash will post something and it will literally go up. There was a race, what is a racetrack or a race that happened recently with Brett being the sponsor or something. It was pretty cool, right? You saw Brett all over the racetrack. Like the power of marketing is huge. And I think Brett is really, really good and stands a ton to gain. It's also the blue token on the blue chain, right? And if you don't know already, Coinbase doesn't really plan to have a token. So having Brett is one of the best ways to get sort of a bit of sort of skin in the game, let's just say, for that chain. IR Nobody, how's it going? Thoughts on XRP and Pepe? For Pepe, I'm gonna assume you sent this before I was talking about it. I'm very strong on Pepe. It's my top meme coin, right? Top meme coin holding, and then Brett. And then my thoughts on XRP. So my issue with XRP is if you look at this, it has really underperformed this cycle. XRP is like $36 billion market cap. XRP, Cardano, and Cosmos have really disappointed me. Like I don't know how you could do worse this cycle. Like where is Cosmos? Yeah, like 2.3 billion. This thing was at $15 in the bear market. What is going on here? So for me, XRP, like I don't mean to say negative things about it, but I just think ask yourself what the opportunity cost is of having your money in XRP versus something else, right? Like I know a lot of people go, oh, I can just put money here and put it away aside. You don't have the luxury to do that. Remember, $1,000 in the bull market is equivalent, depending on how active you are, to probably 100K or 20K, depending right on your risk level. So you just can't afford to put it in a bunk place. I would much rather have anything I have in XRP in a place like Caspa, which I'm super bullish on. But at the end of the day, You have to be having the conviction yourself. It doesn't matter how much I tell you how much I think Casper is great. I'm not going to be there to hold your hand if Casper goes down 20%. You need to have conviction in something. And if you believe in XRP very strongly, well, I don't know how to talk you out of it, but I haven't seen them do anything that would make me sort of think that it's a good call to put the tokens there. But if you have conviction besides just blind hopium, then by all means, put your money there. No, easy to build. Yeah, so it is easy to build your bags on meme coins if you're not putting it in shit rugs. That's why I want to be very clear. A lot of people are going into this and thinking, hey, I don't want to sort of put my money into Brett and wait, like have the patience, right? People, I don't know if you guys have watched Office Space. There's a sort of scene where the guy's in a car and he's sitting in the car, main character, right? And he turns to the right, and like all the cars are going in the lane beside him, and there's even an old man who's walking forward faster than him. So what does he do? He gets out of the lane, goes in that one, and guess what? That one stops, and then the lane he was in starts moving. And then it's just the reality of life. Like when you're watching something, it's less likely to go. And the reality is, this is why you got to be doing multiple things in crypto. This is why, like, the spot is one piece, trading is another piece for me, airdrop farming is another piece for me. You don't want to just sit there and go, well, I put my money in meme coin and it did 100x yesterday, so it clearly isn't working, right? And that is what's getting people to join Pump.Fun and doing all the nonsense where they're just getting rugged. People are literally just, any idiot can go in there, type in a contract address, use what's called a bundler, and trick people into thinking there's actual activity when in fact it's just a machine that's sort of stimulating fake transactions. So you jump in, you put a bunch of money in, and they pull all the money out and they take it from you and they do it again and again and again and again. The cost is 0.02 Solana token. Like, honestly, you can't win. It's going to be really hard unless you find authentic people, authentic community. That's why Twitter is really good, because Twitter, if you curate your system again, you'll find people to follow. I follow a lot of them, so you can check who I'm following and basically know what you should be looking at and when the narrative gets dropped. Okay. AI will be next. Yeah, I hope so. I got my render bags packed and ready. Kicks and Crips just got Brett. Yeah. So I agree with Brett on base. Yeah. Yep, completely agree. More upside than Pepe. Like I said, more upside, just a little more risk for the reasons I mentioned. What about Mog? Mog is okay. Like, where is Mog? Mog was less than a billion, right? Where did I go? Oh, memes. Yeah, less than a billion. It's not bad, right? So you check Mog, it's okay. Book of Meme, I'm not into. Book of Meme had so much hype and then just completely died out. I don't really see anything. But yeah, like Mog's not bad, right? Higher highs, higher lows. So not bad, except for this little structure. But we'll call this a deviation, like we always do. I love calling things deviations. But no, yeah, like the structure's not bad. So Mog ain't bad. That definitely could be one. And I have money on Mog, so it's not bad. Twan Tran, yeah. There's too many Andes and too many land wolves. Yeah, I mean, you could say that, or you could actually just look for the contracts that are legit. There are too many of all these tokens, right? So all you've got to do is find the one with the actual volume. There's one Andy that stands out, and there's one land wolf that stands out, and a lot of the same people are jumping into those. And honestly, it's a bit incestuous, but so be it. Like I said, I want to be in the tokens that will get the volume. I'm not here to fall in love with a meme or a community. I'm here to make money. That's sort of my plan here, and it's been my plan. You guys can call it cutthroat, but literally, once Brett has served its purpose, it's not going to be my portfolio anymore. My goal here is, once again, capital acquisition, right? American Express is not, they're not taking Brett yet, right? So I just need the money. I'm looking into memes with so many fakes. Yes, yeah, so Tuan, I mean, you're part of the Web3 Secret Society, so all you got to do is check out the meme channel and ask the questions, and we'll make sure you're looking at the right ones, right? The contract addresses are posted for a lot of the memes I'm talking about in the Discord. So go to the contract address webpage, or the channel name, sorry. Best crypto narratives to concentrate now. I believe I answered that. You probably asked it because I didn't answer that point. That's the problem. You need good influencers that actuate the market. Yeah, so a lot of there's no incentive to do this. This is what you have to understand. To make if you need money and you're an influencer, you're gonna end up selling out, buying a bunch of, not buying a bunch, but basically sending people down wild goose chases to get views. Oh yeah, like like just look at the people who made videos and videos and videos on a bunch of testnet bullshit, right? Like the moment I saw the testnet thing, like I did like 2 or 3 of them. I noticed Metis did something. I called them out, and I never did test this again. Why? Because I just was like, this is not worth it. And I called it like back in Jan Feb, and I told you guys, stop doing test nets. It's not worth your time. We got to focus. Pareto principle, right? 80% of results from 20% of what you do. How's it going, BG? Picks, good. How are you? TBG gang, Twan, how are you doing? Are you the top 100 in the liquidity list for Yaka Finance? Yes, I am 36th. So let's hope it goes like this. I wonder if VE Yaka will have any monetary value. I'm sure it will. They'll have a way to sort of convert. I don't know what it looks like, but hey, like it's just a bonus right now, right? And even while you're doing the top deposit, you're earning the points, and the points are equivalent to Yaka token. So it works out. Gaming will take off last. Yeah. So gaming is a narrative that I'm really into, and it sucks for me that gaming is going to take off last. I'm sure Alex Becker isn't too happy about that. All good TBG. Turbo. Yeah, I'm in Turbo too. Turbo's a good one. Like I said, there's way too many good memes to mention. Like I said, if you're not sure, just find the good memes or decent memes, look down the list, and ask people about it, look them up on Twitter, right? Like look up what people say when you put the hashtag up. Remember, there's a lot of fake things you can buy where people will get paid minimum wage. You just post a bunch of nonsense to create fake traffic or fake sort of awareness about tokens, but you can tell because it's a bunch of nonsense. It's like, oh my god, it's amazing, great. It's just garbage. But you can go in and find these tokens and put money in there. I think I got like 1 or 2 G's in Turbo, but like I got it way lower. So it is what it is. What I think of Billy on Solana? Oh, I love Billy on Solana. Billy on Solana is retracing right now, and I've been buying. So I like I said, I'll be honest, I took a ton of profits on Billy, and now I'm just sort of building my bag up as it retraces. So Billy and Mini, I like them. What is my take on Say? Great. I don't like layer 0. Layer 0 is going to have a second airdrop, just so you guys know. You should know this by now. The Say token I think is undervalued. I'm hoping with this whole EVM integration of sorts that we start to see token price go up. We did. I bought a bunch at 29 cents or whatever for the Yaka finance campaign, and now it's like 35 cents. It went up all the way to 42 cents at one point. And then Caspa, oh my god, like Caspa is gonna like hit like $3 to $5, maybe $6 or $7, like $3 to $7 in my opinion. Sitting at 20 cents, I'm super bullish on this. Like, not financial advice, but if you guys saw how much Caspa I held, you'd be like, what? Like, because like I'm very risk averse, and I strongly believe in it. So yeah, thoughts on Turbo? I think Turbo is fantastic. Like your channel. All right. By the way, guys, remind me or hit the like button if you're here. Hit the share the button. Share. Sorry, what am I saying? Share the video. I don't know why I was struggling there. Also, subscribe to the channel. Be huge. Been holding my 10,000 Jito tokens since airdrop. Thought I would see above 10. I'm not down, but yeah, like I said. So this is the thing. So any airdrop token, I know a lot of you guys will have the same thought, which is, well, I got it for free. Why don't I just hold it? Why don't you just take that capital and use it to fund something you believe in? There's so many airdrop tokens that are going to go to zero. They all can't be winners. Judo is an example. Layer 3 is going to be an example. I think ZK Sync's an example, right? I mean, ZK Sync can go up, but like, why put my money there when I can take that, put my money in Pepe, in Brett, in Caspa? Those are probably my top 3 next to Caspa, Ton, Brett, and Pepe. Those are probably my 4th biggest growth drivers that I trust. Then I have others that are probably even more, but obviously because of it, there's a lot more risk. So this is where we go. VE Yaka is a governance token. Yeah, lock for 2 years, then you'll be able to unlock it and get Yaka. Exactly. I took my money out of yeah, but the thing is, that's all Alex Becker pump and dump. So like, you can't be mad at yourself for that picks, right? Like the reality is that's like saying, oh, I sold X token and Alex talks about it. It could literally be, hashtag poop, and Alex Becker's like, oh my god, it's the next biggest thing. Alex Becker is an idiot, and the reason I say this is this guy literally said when crypto was when Bitcoin was 18,000, it's guys, it's going to zero. And he meant it. Like this guy, I don't know why people take him seriously. That's just a reality. Influencers have 1 million followers. Doesn't matter how stupid you are. You can say the dumbest things ever. And people will just forget, oh yeah, you thought, Bitcoin at the bottom. He literally called the bottom of Bitcoin by saying it's going to zero, sell everything. I'm not touching it. Then comes back saying he feels it in his jellies and this stuff is amazing. But all he does is uses influence to pump something up 5x. That's what he does with Neo Tokyo and everything else like this. Obviously, allegedly, I've heard all this stuff and I've seen the correlations. He hasn't, confirmed 100% he does this. But come on, guys. Like the evidence is really much on the blockchain, right? Like, I mean, this is what you got to assume and what you see, right? And this is what I've been told by a lot of people. So it's not my thesis. It's just sort of the pervasive thoughts. Thanks, Steve. Yeah, no problem. Casper and Zero are safe, good plays. I would hold a long time for both. So 70%. So I believe in Casper. Here's why I don't agree with the Zero token. Zero token has a bunch more airdrops coming. Why would you get into a token that's going to be diluting even more? There's no reason to do that yet. I think Casper, on the other hand, is incredible. And what is the function of Zero? Zero is a governance token. We don't want governance garbage. This is the exact problem. Like I don't have any Zero token, and I will not have any Zero token. Maybe it goes up 2 to 3x. Great. Casper is going to, like, in my opinion, go up at least like 20. Let me see. Yeah, at least 20x. Right. So, not even close for me. Is there a way to bridge ETH to Solana? Yes, there is. Check out the bridge or Jumper. So if you go to the bridge or Jumper, you can easily do exactly what you're asking. Okay. What's your thoughts on the Night Riders? I have some Hoppy. I only have like maybe a couple $100. You know what I mean? Like things that I don't really like super bullish on. I have couple $100 here and there on these tokens because it's like, saw a random tweet about brain on Sol, got in and it literally 20x. That's awesome. See, so when you see this, right? So NW, here's a good example. This is somebody where you follow their tweet. You want to know next time, hey, this is somebody that I followed their call and it worked out. Put them on a list for yourself. And if you have the sort of Twitter views, you can actually check those lists exclusively. And that's your alpha. So you don't get diluted, right? You want to make sure you have that going and see and pressure test, is this consistent? Then to size in even more next time if you want to. Do you get what I'm saying? This is what I mean by curating your list, because you don't want to just randomly go, oh, well, I don't remember who it was who told me, but I saw a tweet and I jumped in. Well, you need to start curating and remembering who it is. You know what I'm saying? Wow, amazing. Yeah, it's fantastic. Congratulations. What do you think of Cat Dog? I have some Cat Dog. Do I like Mad? I got Mad as well. So these are all tokens that I have. Yeah. Like I said, these aren't big. Got a couple $100 in each. Thank you for answering my question. Not a problem. Casper is probably the best bet you can take. Yeah, 100%. And this is not financial advice, because I will not be saying financial advice. I mean, hey, Kicks and Crypto is saying it's his financial advice. So hey, if something happens, you have to go talk to him or whatever. But like I said, you got to put your money where your mouth is, and I've got a lot of money in Casper. But I can't have your conviction for you. I'm probably making a video on why I'm so bullish on Casper in the future. So yeah, it's called Jito for a reason. Yeah. Now you guys can connect dots. Yeah. Alex Beggar will post his bullishness about AI. Then it'll be Elio, then Crypto God, John, and then we'll post the charts of yeah. I mean, these people, like, the problem is a lot of these people are very much like they have their own little cabal and whatever. Where like their aim is they're not good traders, and they just want to take your liquidity by trying to trick you with critical math. And you want to avoid these people, right? Like I say, like this is why I tell you guys, like, hey, look, I have this in here. I bought it way lower, right? So like, do not think that this is the time to buy it. Like, I mean, I always tell people it depends on your risk tolerance and sort of your long-term outlook. I don't want people buying tops or top blasting, it going down 30%, and them dumping and going, I hate the brown gen because he mentioned this token, right? Anything I mention here, I'm not telling you to buy. I'm telling you what I've done and what I'm doing. I'm holding my bread. I'm not selling any of it. I'm holding my Pepe. I'm not selling my Caspa. I will not sell a single Caspa at least until a couple bucks. That's my plan right now, anyways. If something changes, obviously we got to pivot, because these things aren't set in stone. Something could happen that would completely change something. I don't know what it is, but it could happen. That's why I tell you guys, make sure you follow me on Twitter. Make sure you follow me on Debank, because I'm very vocal. I don't like keeping this stuff to myself. I tell you guys when it happens. Um, do you have a group I can join? You seem straight and simple. I'm tired of being a lone ranger. Yeah. I mean, I think that's a very important point. It is so hard to make it in crypto on your own. I'm not saying, for example, that you have to join my group, but I do think at a minimum, you definitely want to make sure that you have people you're talking to that are like-minded that can help you out. Now, if you're interested in joining our group, the link to it is in the description below. Web3 Secret Society. We got like 250 people or so. Very active, very busy. People help each other, which is very important to me. And we make sure that everyone is taken care of. And so, as long as you're active and you ask the right questions, it'll be valuable for you. I'm not gonna lie. There have been people who joined in the past who literally don't say a word, and then the only thing I'll see from them is like 3 months later, oh, I didn't get this thing, and I'm like, why didn't you ask for help? You know what I'm saying? So for me, that's the only thing that I would say. Like, you'll get in what you put out. Like, you'll get what you put in. I'm here to support. A lot of the community is here to support as well, which is great. We have, very soon we will have much more often live streams, but we have like live stream maybe once or twice a week in the private group, and we answer a ton of things that are going on as well. So, like I said, if you're active, we're here to support you. But if you're not active, I mean, people can't hold your hand. So things are simplified there. Check it out. Let me know if you have any questions, and I'm always there as well. I farmed a couple of game airdrops with the NFTs. You said gaming could be last to rip. Should I hold? Well, the thing is, right? A lot of these things have already dumped. Like a lot of these gaming NFTs, I think of like Spellborn or sometimes DeFi Kingdoms or whatever. A lot of these things have depressed so much. These things are literally like at bottoms, right? For most of them. So you could sort of take your money and go somewhere else. I think that what will happen, we'll get price discovery with Bitcoin. Bitcoin stops, ETH price discovery, then we get everything else. And usually it's like the gaming tokens that are sort of small they will pump so much in the last little bit. This is where people can make 100, 200, 300 X's, right? The thing is, it really depends on opportunity cost. So what are you going to do with it? And are you good enough to rotate fast enough, right? This is why I tell people who like try to time buying and selling out of the market, on dips. Like, you don't want to like make a few dollars but miss the big move. So that's the thing you got to sort of keep in mind. What's a reliable profit taking for TGE airdrops? I'll be honest with you. I tried a ton of things. I even tried selling 50%. Every single time I did anything but selling 100%, I was disappointed. That's just me though. So if you get a TGE airdrop and you're able to be on right away, like you're able to sell in the first candle, I sell all of it. If you go in and then you're like literally at the bottom when everything is literally bottomed out, then there's no point in selling all of it. Why? Because typically things oversell at first, then you see a bit of a sort of reflex bounce before it sells even more. And that is sort of what I would say. Like, if you get in a little later, wait for a bounce, then dump. If you can sell in the first candle, sell in the first candle. That's my thoughts. It will change. When we have a different sort of market dynamic with more retail, I think that changes, but it hasn't changed yet. And I did this with the wormhole where I was like, oh, I'm only selling a tiny bit. And then I'm like, oh my God, why didn't I sell all of it? C Long Air came through in the Web3. Nice. Good deal. Thanks. Awesome. Well, welcome to have you, C Long 3. What's my thoughts on Bitcoin and based AI? Let me go back here. So there was some stuff around Pepe Coin. Is this Pepe or whatever? Is that what that was? No, it wasn't. Okay, thank God. So there's one called Pepe that apparently is getting a ton of like ads or whatever. I don't really know much about Pepe Coin. I'll be honest. I don't have a position here. For me, like I don't want to own the derivative of it. I just rather own the main. And based AI, I don't have an opinion. I hope that helps. Do you do leverage? I do both. So C Long Acre, if you're in the group, check out the master document. I have it laid out. Also go to the OH, which is office hours archive. Watch the July priorities video. Make that a priority for you. Okay. Watch that video and read the master document, peruse it, ask me any questions you have after. Everything should be laid out, should be crystal clear what you're doing, and then you can see the relative channels that will help you. Okay. For the Yaka airdrop, I know holding the NFT, but do you think the airdrop will be worth more than the NFT? Well, I think that the NFT has held value the whole time. So that NFT was, when I say held value, this is the lowest the NFT has been. So it was. Some people sold it for 1,500 US. I sold it for like 850 right after the mint because I got whitelisted for it. I got two whitelist spots. I gave one away back to the team. I said I didn't want to take two. I didn't think it was fair. But yeah, so basically, I think it's going to hold value. That Yaka, your Voyager, is actually also going to give you some tokens as well. There's a token allocation for those. So I'll check it out. For sure, bro. Thanks for keeping it real. Yeah. I remember Luna. I think you mentioned this on the previous stream. I know it's the OG, but it's the same thing I said for Nero. Um, I'm going to the one where the liquidity is flowing, right? And unfortunately, it's the Pepe that we mentioned at the top. So while Pepe coin could be sort of good, this derivative, even though it was the OG, it is not really accepted as the, call it the classical Pepe. Does that make sense? Yeah, Pepe with utility. That's not the problem. I don't like meme coins with utility. Give me a meme coin without utility, because then it delivers 100% of the time. Pepe coin are used for the brains. Ah, that's it. But don't you think the NFT? No, I don't think so. Because Mohammed, if you take a look at the NFT price, none of this none of this would have dropped before. Now, could it drop after the allocation of Yaka? Yeah, probably. But guess what? You would have got the token in exchange for it. Like, I'm talking about the token that is sitting within the NFT to hold. So if you want to dump your NFT, go by all means, go ahead. The Yaka Voyager NFT is probably one of the blue chip NFTs in the SEI ecosystem. And in my opinion, it's actually going to do way better than go up. True, people want Pepe on it. Yeah, exactly. So, and that's the thing, right? Kicks in crypto. Like for me, like I'm only here to make money. So if you give me, like, let's just say I got my Apple iPhone. Look at that, 4:30 in the morning. Okay, you guys can see it. Or I got my Android phone, and Android could do 100 times the thing that Apple can. But everyone wants the Apple phone. I mean, you hear all these chicks saying it. What? I don't see a blue box. I'm not gonna do it. I'm not gonna go on a date with this guy. There's all these things, right? So what happens? Apple phones sell more. So what am I gonna buy stock of to sell? I don't care if the Android is way better. I'm gonna go for the one that has the highest demand. That's just the reality, and that's the one I need. Um, yeah. No. I know. It's not a meme coin. It's meme AI. I know. It's hard for me to not say that because I hear Pepe and I think meme. Sorry. Be part of a cabal scam. Uh, Cabal scamming everyone though. The whole thing is you just don't want to be in there long enough for that happen to you. Mojo and Mr. Miggles. I had Miggles. Miggles on base, right? So that was like whose cat was that? I don't remember. Somebody's cat from Thing. And it's crazy because I have Toshi as well, and Toshi got no love. People were pissed about that. But I got Mr. Miggles because someone in our Discord mentioned it. I sold it after, and so be it. D-Maga. I don't like any of that sort of D-Maga, Dark Elon, whatever. All that stuff is like very volatile, and people like more like cats and dogs and apparently smoking chicken fish and whatever, right? Versus like these things. They're fine. Political memes, I'm not a fan, although I did have Kamala Harris, so Kama, because somebody I followed basically showed it at like less than 1 million, and I dumped it at like 7 or 8 million. I think it was what it was. So I think it went up even more than that after. So it is what it is. It was something like that. And then I still hold the Trump MAGA coin, and the reason for that is it was like $5.50 to $6, and if something happened, it would skyrocket. So I don't hold many things like that. I know Bowden got destroyed and things like that, but once again, we down deep the rabbit hole. 90% of your memes should be in the top. Keep the small stuff. Will Orbiter ever drop? Probably not. I'll be honest with you. It doesn't look good. I'm much more hopeful for Hyperlane to drop before them, and maybe even Owl too. But who knows? D-Maga is not for Trump. No. But I'm just saying, like, isn't D-Maga like Dark Maga or no? Like I had I had MAGA token, which is Trump. DMAGA is like dark MAGA, I thought. But no, I didn't touch dark MAGA. I didn't touch dark Elon. I didn't touch any of those things. But no idea. Anyways, guys, it's 4:30 and I need to get to bed. But I hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know how much you enjoyed this video in the comments. Let me know what your thoughts are. Share the video, like the video. We'll do more of these, and I'll do it in this sort of style. We'll pick a topic, we'll go through it, and then we'll have a discussion after if you guys like it. But let me know with the likes, the shares, and also subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And if you are interested and you want extra coaching, guidance, support, you don't have to do it alone. Check out the Web3 Secret Society. Link in the description below. And like I said, we go hard. So as always, and by the way, thank you guys so much for tuning in. Appreciate it so much. Probably will be a late day for me tomorrow. I'm going to the Coliseum, the Trevi Fountain, and like a bunch of things. And then we're going to the spa again because we're staying at the spa. But maybe I'll do a video tomorrow. We'll see. All right. So with that being said, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.